Am I the butthole for not giving my family any money after they insulted me for my job? I am a stripper and I go on dates with men for fun so they can practice, not sex during the dates. The most I do is hugging. I make the most out of anyone in my family. I have never been ashamed to be a stripper and it's not a secret. I bought a good house a few miles away from the club and I tried to still talk to my family frequently. Until they started talking more and more crap about my job, calling me a slut, saying I'm stupid, that I have no life goals. So I cut them off. My parents, everything. A month or so later they call me up telling me they need money to fix their car. I told them, sorry, you don't want my money, it's slut money, remember, apologize and I will give you the money. They said they won't be apologetic, so I told them that's their choice and hung up. Now I'm getting texts from my family and post on Facebook saying I should have just gave them the money and saying that it's not a big deal. Edit. Holy effing hell, I was off of Reddit for a few hours and came back to check and didn't expect this much traction at all. Thank you so much guys, just to let you know I did read all the comments. Edit 2. Please stop trying to hire me in my direct messages, bro. I'm a stripper that works in my area. I'm not going travel during COVID to come strip for you. Edit 3. I really don't deserve your awards. Waste your money on something different like a charity you support, not a random Reddit post about strippers. NTA. You're a consenting adult making money off of other consenting adults. It's slut money until the family needs something and realizes it. Then it's all but we are family. Good job holding your ground. Exactly. Of course they would say no big deal when it's not their money being given away. If it's no big deal, why do they keep hounding her about it? If it's not a big deal, why don't they apologize? I would much rather have no apology and save my money than have a fake apology clearly only given because they want money. This is my thoughts on it being an ultimatum. It wouldn't be sincere if they apologized after it being the only contingency placed on gaining what they need. People lie, and if it's for money they lie even more. But, ultimately, after that much abuse from your own family, I get why. Original post wanted to hear a verbal apology from their abusers. It's sad, but even if it's obviously fake, it can still be validating to hear I'm sorry I hurt you. Every remark in this comment chain earned an upvote from me. Me too. I mean, having them force themselves to actually say that they were awful people and exactly why they were awful can be validating itself. Even if it's insincere, serving up crow and watching someone realizing that they actually have to eat it is its own petty revenge. Doesn't fix a damn thing, but it's satisfying in its own way. I think it says a lot about Op's family that an apology, even an insincere one, is the only contingency to getting what they need and they still won't do it. Damn, that's the truth. They are clinging to their hate like it's life or death. Best route here, get apology, hit the block button. I would probably agree, but the family wouldn't even offer a fake apology. That's kind of stunning, really. NTA. I think original post is being a bit too generous by asking in the first place, just so they can ask for money. I'm sorry is a completely fake and meaningless sentiment if you have to actually coach someone to say it to you. Unless you're teaching a young child manners, don't ever ask anyone to tell you they're sorry. If they don't do it on their own, they are not sincere. Best thing to do here is when they call up with their fake apology, tell them it's too late. It was a limited time offer. Then block them. You don't need people like this in your life, Op. Not the butthole. Exactly. So true. Precisely. I guess original post could offer them a job at the club to earn it themselves. NTA. By the way, ETA, thanks for the silver. Haha. This comment is underrated. When they say it's no big deal, she should say great, then you help them, thanks. A slut money isn't a big deal. Money's still money. And as a family they deserve everything. Don't you think? You know. If they don't respect her, why on earth should she help them? They can't even treat her properly or kindly. NTA. Sweetie, if they cannot respect you or treat you well, why would you give them anything? Because they are blood related to you. That's a bullcrap reason. Family is not blood. Family is people who love and respect and care for one another. And the way they treated you does not sound like that. And what's the big deal with apologizing for saying hurtful, insulting things? She made it easy for them to get the money. Apparently, Their superiority is the big deal that can't be overcome here. If giving them slut money isn't a big deal, then you being an apparent slut should not be a big deal. A slut and a stripper aren't even the same thing. They can be used to describe the same person, although I would never just call someone a slut, but you get the gist, but they aren't remotely the same thing. Also, original post, even if they do apologize, you should know it won't be remorseful for what they said. Don't give them dollar regardless. There's no such thing as a slut. A slut is any woman that people, usually men, have decided is not behaving the way they want her to, and so that word is used to denigrate her, to destroy her reputation, to make people lose respect for her because sluts are impure, and women who are impure are worthless in the eyes of society. It doesn't matter if she's had sex with 500 guys or never had sex, if she wears baggy clothing from head to toe or tight clothing that shows skin, if she works in the sex industry or is a nun, she'll be called a slut if she gets out of line in the eyes of the person branding her such. These people have decided she is out of line and are calling her a slut to get her in line and make her family lose respect, and it's worked. Her family sees her as lesser now, which is why they think it's okay for them to call her a slut, then think she owes them money because family. They've lost respect and think it's okay to use her for money. ETA, thanks for all the awards. I went to sleep with none, woke with all these. Also, I think, from the responses below, that one was what if she cheated? Well, there's a word for people who cheat, cheaters. It's a betrayal of trust and not the act of sex itself. And, if the commenter comes back, let me ask, how often do men get called sluts for cheating, and, how often does it carry the same connotation/negativity as when it's used on women? Slut is a gendered term, even if there are people who use it to describe men, it's most often a term used for women, it's based in misogyny. Women aren't supposed to have sex, and if we do, it's supposed to be with a number of men deemed acceptable by ever-changing standards that vary from person to person, and we're not supposed to enjoy it. It's assumed we don't need it like men do or enjoy it the way they do, and that's why slut is a form of misogyny. The idea that women don't like or need sex fits into the idea of women's necessary purity. There's never an acceptable time to engage in misogyny against a woman, that's saying she asked for it because of her actions, or inactions, and it's unacceptable. Further, I would submit, though it's unnecessary, that women who cheat generally do not do it because of sex, while usually men do. So not only is it misogynist, it's descriptively incorrect and again being used to shame her for the act of sex, not the betrayal of trust. I was looking for this comment. I'm very glad someone said it. A slut is a made-up thing. Women are deemed sluts for all sort of reasons, but the truth is, we're all completely entitled to do what we want with our bodies, and that should have no bearing on us as human beings. Well said. Girls, as in, still in school, get termed sluts for not having sex with a boy. He calls her that to punish her for not having sex with him. So, that right there says the word is used for punishment, not for actually having sex. I never heard of someone being called a slut for not having sex, but I still believe it because it's usually used as an insult, regardless of how much sex you've had. Happened to me in high school 15 years ago. I wouldn't have sex with a guy, so he told all his friends I was a slut and he wouldn't touch me. Has happened to pretty much everyone I know who was born with a vagina. And also not sending nudes. Actually, that's pretty much almost anyone I have ever even heard of. Rejection of any type male sexual inquiries or interest is the biggest reason to be called a slut or whore that I know of. ETA, it also makes one fat and or ugly apparently. I'm sorry he did that to you. Happened to two of my nieces, a family friend, and a cousin, that I know of. You should check out r/nice guys in that case. Any type of rejection is almost a guaranteed way to be called slut, whore, fat, ugly, bitch, shallow, stuck up and or vagina. Most likely several of the mentioned. Don't want to cheat on you partner? Whore. Don't want to send nudes? Cheap slut. Aren't interested in casual sex? Gold digging bitch. Not interested in dating for any reason? Shallow slut. And also you are fat and ugly and a vagina and should be raped and die and no one wants you anyway, you slut. These are unacceptable but normalized responses that are very, very common. Also, my bullies in high school sent me a lovely email. The point was that I was worthless, but it started with explaining how pathetic I was for being a virgin. I was 13-14 years old, and then it went on for a while, insulting me in any way they could and declaring that no one would ever want me and I'd be a virgin for life. implying that's a horrific fate. And then they ended with calling me a whore. In the same not very long email. TL, Doctor, Bully sent me an email. The gist of it was, haha, you're a virgin, you effing loser. You are a geek for never having had sex, and you will never have sex because no one will ever want to have sex with you. You effing whore. I was 13/14 of a year/0. And I found this very logical insult rant absolutely hilarious. Made my week. Possibly even month. I wish I had printed it and saved it because by God it is still just as hilarious. Reddit link. Usually, in my experience, being a slut or a whore is when men want something sexual from you and you say no. Won't sleep with or send nudes to random dude on the internet? Major whorelut warning. Oh, and it's very likely that that no also means you are fat and or ugly as well. Spot on. Op should lend them the money but give them the full amount in $1 bills, laughing out loud. $1 bills coated in body oil and body glitter. Diabolical. I love it. But body spray glitter so it doesn't shake off. Oh, no way. Put the money in a manila envelope with a couple handfuls of loose glitter and let the madness start. They'll never get that out of their clothes/carpet/furniture. And charge them interest. Imagine if she gave them money on the deal that they pay her back and they end up saying no, we are family, and tell her she is being rude for even asking for it back. Imagine even more if she needed money. I bet that would not fly. That's why you have them sign a contract so you can take them to small claims court. So many people are too trusting when lending money to family and friends. You want to believe the people you love wouldn't screw you over, but they will. Drive up in a Mercedes. Make it rain in their front porch. Make them dance for it. Call them sluts. Keep winning at life. Flex biceps. I know it gets said a lot here, but JFC, I cannot stand the do this because we're family argument. Yes, we're related by blood. Nowhere does it say you have to like them though. Also, for original post, that's actually really great, the whole dating guys to help them. A lot of people are really nervous about dating, and I know there's some who probably date guys for money just because it's money, but like, geez, wouldn't we all love some pointers about how to make our dates go better? Also, I really don't get society's hang up about strippers, and I know you said you don't, but just to go with my point, prostitution, it's a job. If you're happy with your life and making great money, who the F cares? Sounds like you're doing better than them with your slut money. To be honest, I'm the sort to buy something frivolous and share it all over Facebook, make a point that it cost enough to fix their car and call them out publicly for trying to shame you. But that's just because I really effing hate people who try to shame others. Sex work is still work. It's the oldest profession. Nothing wrong with paying for sex with money, or you end up paying with time, and seeing as time is money, it's easier to just use money, in my opinion. Yep, I personally wouldn't pay for sex, but I see nothing wrong with people who do, or people who are paid for sex. Work is work, as long as you're safe and, relatively, happy, who cares? Exactly. I agree. If I was currently single, I'd be interested in such a date, especially if she taught about how to read body language signs to determine a woman's level of interest. It's easy to talk and read about body language, but it's a whole different ball game to be able to see it all done in person. A lot of men just can't instinctively read body language, or have social skills, and we just need someone to help teach us in actual practice what a lot of other people are able to just take for granted. They started talking more and more crap about my job, calling me a slut, saying I'm stupid, that I have no life goals. What a group of charming people. Sorry you don't want my money, it's slut money, remember, apologize and I will give you the money, oh, dear me. Hear that satisfying sizzle. You are not the butthole, my friend. Rock on. Also, isn't or wasn't there a woman who ran to be in the US Senate or House that used to be a stripper? Women have done sex work through the millennia in order to get the money that would put them in a better position to do something else later. Original post bought a house. I bet plenty of women pay for education that way too. Edited to add, not the butthole. Like seriously. Oh no. She paid for her education and is debt-free. How terrible. Like, why is that a bad thing? She's literally helping guys to practice for dates. That's a wonderful service for shy guys. I think the part they took the most offense to is that original post is also a stripper. They probably also assume she has sex with date guys and don't believe it's really just for practice and the most she does is hug them. They are just a bunch of hypocrites. If they really has a moral objection to her job, they wouldn't have asked her for money. For real. There's a lot of people out there that could use a few dress rehearsals. Original post is out here saving lives. It's how my friend paid for grad school. Now she's a teacher. NTA, original post. Plenty of men would do it to pay for college if there were more opportunities. In many ways, sex work can be less demeaning than a lot of jobs that require not experience. Cam work is actually something a ton of straight guys do, they just don't talk about it. If they do get found out, their masculinity is called into question. Bro, that's effing gay, but they're never called sluts because of it. I forgot where this was posted, but I did hear about one girl who did that to pay for college, but only for college, and her boyfriend mom found out and started treating her like shit. You might be thinking of Ak, who was a bartender. But to conservatives who oppose her, it might as well be the same thing. Stormy Daniels ran for Louisiana Senate. Even if they did manage to muster up a fake-ass apology to get money, I wouldn't give it to them. I'm a bit petty though. NTA. You don't owe them your money. Especially after they refuse to apologize for insulting you. Your lifestyle isn't theirs to criticize, and your money isn't theirs to take. Op doesn't owe them crap, but the fact they still wouldn't apologize for shaming original post for how she makes the money they want is about as entitled and butthole-ish as you can get. Also shaming her on Facebook posts, what a trashy group of people her family sounds like. Facebook posts are so not appropriate for family disputes like this. That's influencing public opinion of her and then using that opinion to try to manipulate her into giving them what they want. So sad. Totally agree. They were already a-holes for trashing Op's work, but then they couldn't even muster a fake-ass apology. And still think they should get her money, lol. The user doesn't owe them money regardless of their employment. As I affirmed in the first 5 words of my reply. Thank you. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.